Administrative Coordinator, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our Sunday service celebration. Please join in singing If You Wish, You Are a Light That Shines, an original song written by our very own beloved Lori Smith. Thank you. We are an all-inclusive center of love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique expression of the one Spirit in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the Science of Mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Thank you to those joining us online today as well. We're so happy to share this time together. And welcome back. We did not have a live broadcast last week because we were snowed in. Some of us were snowed in, so welcome back if you're watching online. And please join me in appreciation for Joyce Lindsay for her beautiful floral arrangements that she provides for us every single month. Now I invite you to please join me in reading the opening community affirmation. It is inside your program on the left-hand side and also up on your monitors. And I invite you to please take a moment and take a breath in and let that go. Thank you. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. I believe that Spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. And so it is. Is there anyone joining us for the very first time today? If so, raise your hand. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. We love making new friends, so welcome home and thank you for bringing your consciousness here today. If you don't already have a welcome packet, you can pick one up at our welcome table right outside the sanctuary doors. And also, we want to let you know that we have daily text announcements. We send out affirmations, updates for services, any service announcements, Any information that you may want to know about our center, we send it through a texting service. If you'd like to join this service, you can text JOIN, J-O-I-N, to 833-683-2356. And as a reminder, our center now has a separate messaging service called Dial an Inspiration. And you can call in and listen to a pre-recorded inspirational message or affirmative prayer. It's a great way to connect throughout the week. You know, we have our Sunday service celebration, but sometimes we need a little pick-me-up throughout the week. So we do have lots of ways you connect, and lots of ways that you can connect with us throughout the week. There you go, that was a mouthful. And the number is up on your screen. That number is 760-515-6771. The message is updated weekly, so it will be a message from our practitioners or our minister, and it's a good way to gain some inspiration throughout the week, so please take advantage of that service. Announcements for any upcoming events are in your program each week. We have a little insert. Every week they change with affirmations and events, so please keep that with you throughout the week to, again, just stay inspired. Current events happening at our center can also be found online through our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram, and we have our HDCSL monthly calendar on our website as well. Today is the first Sunday of a new month, so we have a few announcements to share, some extra special ones. Today is Birthday Sunday, so if you have a birthday in March, you are welcome to raise your hand or stand so we can celebrate you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. So when I say this is our Sunday service celebration, we're here to celebrate you. So thank you for being here with us. And since it's Birthday Sunday, we are having our birthday potluck right after service, so please stay to enjoy cake and yummy things from our congregation. Now on to some other announcements. As a reminder, our LGBTQ Conscious Conversations happens the first Sunday of each month. Join us today after service and potluck as we welcome a special guest speaker to the group conversation we will be meeting right here in the sanctuary. And, as another reminder, the garden party with Frank and the crew happens the first and third Saturday of every month at 8:30. Please see Frank if you have any questions. And the Sister Circle with Lori Smith happens the second Saturday of every month at 11:30 on Zoom. And please see Lori if you have any questions. All of the information that I talk about here for Sunday services are, you can find information at the concierge table in the garden room. Thank you. And we are starting a new program on Thursday afternoons from 2:30 to 4, and it's called a Grief Circle. You can find information and a sign-up sheet. Reach out to Lori if you have any questions. And now I would like to invite Janet Amby to come up to share a demo for her upcoming drum circle happening Wednesday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. The participation fee for that is $10, and please see Janet if you have any questions. So Janet, please come up. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning. And I've been a member of the center for many years, and I've also been a shamanic practitioner for many years and held drum circle here for many years, so many years I've lost track of. Okay, normally or traditionally I should say, I've held circle on the second Wednesday of every month, but that's changing now. I'm getting to the end of my career as a high school teacher, and I'm dropping certain responsibilities so I can hold circle now closer to full moon, new moon, solstices, or equinoxes. So that's why this month the circle is going to be on the 22nd, which in the span of about 3 days, it will be equinox, new moon, and Roger Goodsell's birthday. So wherever Roger, it's the trifecta, so you guys have no excuse. You have to show up for this. Okay. So anyway, people, it's kind of hard to put into words what happens in circle. the comment that I get the most from people is that they get a sense of deep peace, deep connection, a feeling of just kind of ancient belonging. As in religious science, you know, the religious science teaching is that we are God, God is us, we are all part of God. The shamanic sensibility is that we are not separate from nature. We are nature. We are the cycles of nature in all the different forms. In the seasons, the cycles of the moon, the elements, the earth, the sky, the sun, the universe. So when we get in some trouble with our fast-paced lives and begin feeling separate from nature, and so then, again, the problems begin to happen with that feeling of being alone and disconnected. So being in circle really gives us the chance to be connected together again in community. So I really invite you to join us. I am a graduate of the 3-year program from the Foundation of Shamanic Studies, but I was practicing shamanically even before then. So it's something that's old and ancient and just really part of me. So anyway, in keeping with the cycles of nature, particularly the cycles of the moon, new moon's coming up this Tuesday. So right now, I invite you to think of what has really shown up in a big way in your life. What has come to fruition? What is the new moon going to be shining on for you? Okay. Is it a goal that you've reached? Is it something that's really kind of a surprise to you that you weren't really thinking about but has really shown up? Maybe it's something that you're saying yes to, or maybe it's something that you're saying, oh no, to. Maybe there isn't an emotion attached to it at all. It just is. But what is it? What will that new moon be shining on for you? Okay, so while you're thinking about that, place your feet on the floor. Just relax. Be aware of your heartbeat and your breath. And while you're focusing on what has come to fruition, what is in the forefront for you, I'm going to rattle a little bit. And I will be drumming for a short while. The drum, really in many cultures, is considered the shaman's horse, that she or he travels on to the different realms to receive knowledge, information, insight, guidance. And also for those of you who need the scientific explanation, it does the monotonous sound of the drum really shifts affects the theta waves and shifts consciousness too. So think of what has come to fruition or what is in the light for you right now. differences are just as important as any of them are. So anything that you noticed as far as sight, hearing, sound, taste, smell, touch, any of it. So just experience that and come join us on the 22nd.
Janet.
You, but I feel super relaxed right now. I actually got a little dizzy, but we're going to go on with the service. So thank you to my dear friend Janet. I asked her to be here to share with us today because some people ask, what is a drum circle about? You really have to experience it. And so you got to have a little taste today, and if you would like to learn more and to experience more, it's really a sense of deep peace for me, and I go as often as I can. And I still remember the first drum circle that I had with Janet 5 years ago, and it completely transformed my life. So thank you so much for sharing yourself with us today. And thank you guys for participating in that. I'm going to find where I'm at. Okay. So moving on, I have another announcement. Next Sunday, join us back in the sanctuary after our fellowship and our second Sunday for our second Sunday of the month Sonic Sound Experience with High Desert Healing 760. This event is offered on a love donation basis, and the suggested donation is $25. All are welcome to come. Please bring a friend and give what you can. Proceeds of that event go towards our center and our facilitators, and each event that we have, whether it's a sound bath, a drum circle, a sonic sound experience, they are all different and unique in their own ways, so I encourage you to try them all because they're great. And again, if you have any questions about anything happening at our center, please see the concierge table or call the office throughout the week. That number is 760-242-2302. And we have one more new thing happening. The first Sunday of each month, we have a special portion of our service where we ask a board member or practitioner to speak on their relationship to the center and why they choose to be of service. Today, I welcome our board member, Emily Caruth, to start off our service with that. So Emily, could you please come up? Thank you. Let's welcome Emily Caruth. She's on our board and she serves our center in a variety of ways. So thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Brandi. I would like to share a little story about why I love High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. A fellow music lover, Julie Winningham right over here, she invited me to Sunday service in 2017. She said, if you love music, you want to come check this out. So I walked in, sat down, and I was blown away. There was a full band and everything. I knew one thing for sure, I wanted to join the choir. So I did. No tryouts or anything. I attended afternoon practice and learned how to sing alto. Now, Reverend Doug had high expectations for the music team, and I was proud to be a part of it. One day at potluck, he stopped by the table where I was seated and asked me, Emily, when are you going to do a solo? Who? Me? What, alone? Sure. You have a great voice. Just find a song that fits our philosophy, and I can adjust the key for you. You can do that? Yep, he assured me. And you know, you'll never find a more accepting audience. I thought. I chose the greatest love of all and belted it out 3 keys lower than Whitney. My hand shook as I held the microphone. My voice wavered, but I made it through the 4-minute, 52-second song. Applause. Wow, he exclaimed. Talk about an example of living the science of mind philosophy. She said she couldn't do that, but she just did. My heart is overflowing with a desire to access and to continue to access the power within, to provide service to my center where I am so deeply spiritually fed. I take classes, work with the grounds crew. I get to be a board member, an MC, and I've recently joined the fundraising committee so I may realize my greatest potential. Stay open, give service, activate your abundance, access your greater good, and enjoy being an active part of the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living.
Thank you, Emily, so much for sharing today. And now I welcome our practitioner of the day, Marina Shoupe, to come up. Thank you.
And thank you. And we were all rooting for you that first time you sang solo. I mean, there were a lot of Kleenex. It was incredible. It was huge. You know. So you're scared of something? Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. That's
do it anyway. Do it anyway. Hi, everybody. Please join me as we read Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises together. They are in the air and on the front page of your program. Thank you, Lori. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. And we invite you to join us for contemplation as our choir performs. No, typo. As Chris performs, There Is Only Love.
Yes.
We got that?
Yes. Thank you. This moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only there is only love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only there is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love, there is only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only
flames of faith. We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge and action and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, bless you, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. Don't you know it? And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. Thank you, Olga. Please. I invite you to close your eyes. And let's pray. There is one life. This life is adventurous, sweet, funny, and luscious. This is my life, and this life is God. With great joy, I embrace the fact that I am one with God, one with spirit, love, and all that there is. I'm one with all of you. How about that? This knowing of unity in my life is my ground, my starting place. It's my drum beat. This place from which all my actions, thoughts, and desires spring. What I know for myself, I claim for all that are listening. This chilly weather keeps me inside, and so I turn my gaze inside. I strengthen my awareness of our oneness. I strengthen my awareness of our oneness. My life unfolds in surprisingly fantastic ways. My thoughts are power tools. I take apart, transform, and release what no longer serves. I see, design, and create what supports my best life. I am unrestricted from the top down through my heart and into my actions. This community here thrives on the fact of our unity. This community is rich in trade goods, ideas, and love. We are spirit together, making our world here one that indeed does work for everyone. With gratitude, I am filled up. I am grateful for this community, for my life, for breath, for the sun, for the moon, for all of you. I release my word into the law that only knows how to respond and support. Please join me by saying, and so it is. Thank you.
I'd rather not have announcements put right in the middle of it. Thank you. Thank you, Marina, for that beautiful, beautiful treatment. And thank you, Chris. Thank you, Anka, for lighting the flames of faith. And now I invite the choir to come back over to the piano area, and we will perform Sing by the Carpenters with Reverend Michael. Thank you.
A little hot air through these instruments.
Sing out loud.
choir. Thank you, Chris. And thanks for singing along with us. That was so much fun. We have a lot of fun here in our choir. Now, it is a pleasure to introduce our very own Reverend Michael Curcuru today as we welcome him to share his inspiration and wisdom. What a gift. We are so grateful that you are here, Reverend Michael. Thank you so much. Please join me in giving a welcome.
So thank you for being here today. There was a song, and I'm remembering the lyrics, and I don't remember the title, but it was, "It Never Rains in Southern California." Do you remember the title?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the lyrics. If you want to play a little, it's fine, but it never rains in Southern California, is what they say.
It never rains in California. Girls don't think we're young. It pours. It pours.
Yes. So we're driving up here today, and I think it's the first day in 3 or 4 weeks that we had sun and temperatures above freezing, and no clouds, no ice on the road, no snow coming down. We had hail going home the other night, and I thought, you know, what's the lesson here? What's the lesson here about weather and rain and snow and sun? There's a life lesson here. And I thought that everything shows up in life. Sometimes storms that don't happen for 20 years, 100 years. That's life. Stuff shows up that we don't think is going to show up, and sometimes it keeps showing up on top of itself. And I thought, what's the life lesson? What's the learning lessons? What's the lean into? What's the lean into lesson? What's the lean into lesson? And I thought, it's not about the lesson. It's not about L-E-S-S-O-N. This teaching is about L-E-S-S-E-N. Lessen the load. Lessen the worry. Lessen the want. Lessen the lack. Lessen the illness. Lessen. It's not the life lesson. It's the lessening up, the lightening up, the laughing up, the loving up. So when we move from the lesson to lessening and loving and laughing together in community, that's Science of Mind. That's Ernest Holmes. That's being open at the top. That's being present with each other in love, in a like-minded community. So, my talk title is Piano Lessons. And I'm working on getting the right remote out. I had my car. I don't want to start my car for him yet. You know, isn't that Science of Mind? Isn't that Science of Mind? How it buzzed, you got power. Isn't that Science of Mind? You got to make sure you got the right lesson out. We talked last week about don't use a wheelbarrow to mow your lawn. You got to have the right tool. And so one of the great tools of this teaching is music. Any teaching, and one of the tools of life is music. And so our talk is Piano Lessons, being in tune with the infinite, not in tune with the indefinite. Karen Carpenter was a dreamer. And she was a dreamer who dreamed forth music and lyrics and songs. She and her brother Richard brought forth their dream of music by being in tune with the infinite. They were in tune with the infinite, Karen with her voice and her energy and her love, and Richard with his mastery of the keyboard and the notes and the highs and the lows and the sharps and the flats. And together, they met in that space, not of perfection, not of performance, but in presence. We're not meeting here today in perfection. We're not meeting here in performance. We're being here in presence. That was Karen Carpenter. She was present. She was present for all of us. She lived her dream. She lessened the load of our life by the lightness and the laughter and the joy her music brought to us. And so Mary Morrissey, we just finished PP3, Prosperity Plus 3 here. And Mary Morrissey invited us in that class. And I invite us in this sanctuary, and I invite us into the greatness of life, of knowing the power of life is in the power of our dreams, and our visions, and our passions, and our purpose. And when we are present with that, we are present with that, we are in joy, we are in harmony, we are in energy, we are in laughter, we are in lightness. And if we are not in those feeling tones, in those vibrations, in that music of life, then the work we have to do before us is the work to waking up to the wonder of the power of our dreams. Mary Morrissey invites us, or I would rather use this word. This is not about invitation anymore here. We've been hanging out for 8 weeks. We're beyond invitations. We're moving into intuitions. Invitations are the beginning, and they lead us into intuitions, which lead us into inspiration. The inspiration of our dreams, and Mary Morrissey says, what we're about is dream building, and the way that we dream build is through brave thinking. Dream building is our mission. Brave thinking is our path. Martin Luther King had a dream. His dream was the civil rights movement. It took brave thinking. That's how he did it. He dreamed forth the concept of peaceful protest. He dreamed forth the concept of courage in the face of adversity. And he dreamed forth the concept of a world that worked a little bit better for everyone. He made his dream welcome by being in tune with the infinite, not by being in tune with the indefinite of this world, the indefinite of prejudice, the indefinite of lack, the indefinite of inequality. That is our indefinite. That means we are in definition to me. When we think we're indefinite, we're in definition, and we're in our definition, and we are not in divination. But we are in definition, and it's our definition, and it's our colors, and it's our prejudices, and it's our masks. Those are ours to work through. That's what is mine to work through. That's what's mine to be present with, exactly the way it is. Move into our divination, our divinity. Music is a great path to connecting with the divine. Talk title is Piano Lessons. Our theme is being in tune with the infinite. And our Science of Mind principle today is the forever of love. In our opening affirmation today, we'd like to begin with an affirmation that affirms our talk, affirms that infinite of love, affirms beyond our indefinite into our divination, our indivinity, so indefinite to indivinity. And so that's what our affirmations do. They bring us in divinity with the unity of infinity, the unity of spirit ever expressing. And so I invite us, I will read it first, and then I invite us to read it together. I will read it first, and then I invite us to read it together. Today's affirmation: I am in tune with the infinite. My life is a song. And now together, let's sing that out the way Karen Carpenter would. Let's sing it out with joy and love and bliss and present. Let's Karen Carpenterize it. I am in tune with the infinite. My life is a song. To our opening story, we don't have songs. And then Stevie Wonder, of course, talks about songs in the key of life. Yeah. That's the best key to be in. Margaret Mead said this years ago. She was asked by one of her students, and she was a great anthropologist. She was asked, what is the first sign of civilization in a culture? When people start being civil to each other. Civil in the midst of unrest, civil in the midst of uncertainty, civil in the midst of ungroundedness. What is the first sign of civility within humanity, which brings us to our divinity? And Margaret Mead said this. She said, most people think in archaeology, and we're looking back in history to find out the way things were, so we can check out the way things are and move into the possibility of the way things could be. She said, most people think it's about fish hooks and clay pots and grinding stones. That's how civilization progresses. And she said, no, those are signposts. Those are signposts of a civilization that evolved. But she said what they lead us to was the signpost of a femur, a thigh bone, that had been healed hundreds of years ago. And she said a broken femur, and I think it's kind of like a broken heart, right? It's healable. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't. And a broken femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken time to stay with someone during that process of healing. They didn't leave that person alone to heal on their own. They stayed with, they tended to, they cared for, they compassion, they presence, the infinite of love. Someone brought forth their divinity in the presence of someone who is experiencing their humanity and their brokenness, and they came together to create a wonderful unity of healing. That is being in tune with the infinite. That is being in tune, walking with someone, talking with someone, seeing someone, being with someone, presencing someone. That's being in tune with the infinite of kindness and caring and compassion. That's being in tune with the infinite of love. Margaret Mead saw all the signposts centuries ago in her work. And I look and I see signposts everywhere today that we're beginning to evolve to a place where we slow down and we're present and we take the time to be with our fellow humanity in a way that reminds them of their divinity, in a way that reminds us of our divinity when we see them healing and being present and growing and loving. This week, we're going up Thursday afternoon, 2:30 to 4. Stuff is just showing up here. Ours is to make the space welcome. We just make the space, and the space fills in. That's Ernst Holmes. We don't define the space. We just hold that energy of divinity in a space we create. And we're creating the space of a grief recovery circle. And I like to see the word grief, G-R-I-E-F, as grief recovery is emotional freedom. And it's emotional freedom from just focusing on the grief, that being it, to accepting the grief as part of the all of our life. It becomes part of our life through grief recovery. We move from being the total focus of our life to a partial focus of our life, to the possibility of a life of living with grief in joy and harmony and bliss and the fullness of life. It's an evolutionary thing. Ernest Holmes would say that. You know, this talk is in honor of Karen Carpenter. Ross and I always cry when she comes on the radio because she was no stranger to grief and loss and sorrow. And yet Karen Carpenter was in so many ways in tune with the infinite. She was in tune with the infinite. Her voice was the infinite of angels. That was not an earth voice. That was an angel voice. Her presence was in tune with the forever of love. And her song shared that with us and reminded us. And I think that's why we cry, because every time we hear her, we feel her presence and we know her presence and we see and we be and we know who she was. And she reminds us, even on the radio today, who we are. Helps us to see and be who we are. And her life was in tune with the infinite of music. Her life was one that made the bitter in my life a little bit sweeter by reminding me to sing my whole life long. And if it's not in tune, that's okay. Sing your song the way you choose to sing your song. And this space is so open to you singing your song. We're creating the space. We make welcome your energy, your song, your presence, your love, your light, your lyrics. That's when the songs are the sweetest. And that's when they're the best. You know, I came across a letter this week when this talk was beginning to form. And the letter spoke to me of being in tune with the infinite. It spoke to me of the love of Karen Carpenter. in physical form, out of physical form. It spoke to me of the love of my parents and my brothers who've all moved on. It spoke to me of that infinite of the forever of love, the infinite of the forever of love, the infinite of the forever of love. And it made me a little less lonely and a little more lively, knowing that everyone is here with me right here and now. Their joy, their sorrow, their bliss, the fullness of their life is in the fullness of my life. And it's making my life fuller and fuller and fuller every day. This is called a letter from heaven. And it reminds me of being in tune with the infinite of the forever of love. In tune with the infinite of the forever of love. When tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes filled with tears for me, I wish so much you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of the many things we didn't get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you, and each time you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. When tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart, for every time you think of me. Don't cry, Brandi. I'm going to cry. It's Brandi's fault. You cannot sit this close. Every time you think of me, I'm right there in your heart. So I invite us to take a moment to be in tune with the infinite and to bring into your memory someone who's made their transition. And then by bringing them into the forever of the love in your heart. I know Ross is thinking of Bandit among other things. I am too. We're one in Bandit. And that's our beautiful dog who crossed the Rainbow Bridge recently. And just know that every time we feel their love, they feel ours. That's being in tune with the infinite and forever of love. Have you ever felt you were out of tune with the infinite, like you were diagonally parked in a parallel universe? Or that you didn't fit into the assigned parking space of your life that the world assigned you, or your parents assigned you, or your high school teacher assigned you. They gave you an assigned parking space and that wasn't the space that was yours and you just knew it. Ralph Waldo Trine shares, it's about being in tune with the infinite and not about being in tune with the indefinite. It's about being in tune with your divinity. Ernest Holmes wrote this, in terms of being in tune with the infinite. The greatest music ever composed has come from men and women of spiritual perception, such as Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart. Beethoven said of music, to play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable. To live life without passion, I won't say it's inexcusable, nothing needs to be excused, but I will say it's expandable. There's nothing that's inexcusable, right? There's nothing that's inexcusable. We're beyond that in Science of Mind. We're beyond that at this center. We're beyond inexcusable, and we're into the indefinite of it, the infinite expansion. So let's move from inexcusable to the infinite of expansion. That's a nice place to hang out. That's beyond the lines of our parking space. Bach said this about playing the piano. I think Chris will like this one. There's nothing remarkable about playing it. All one has to do is to hit the right keys at the right time in the perfect order, and the instrument merely plays itself. Ernest Holmes says we make a riddle out of simplicity. The instrument merely plays itself, and I think we're talking about the instrument of our heart. I don't think we have to play our heart. I think we get to play with our heart, and play from our heart, and play from the playfulness of love, that indefinite of love. And Mozart said music is not in the notes, but in the silence in between. You know, there's a joke that says, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. And I was thinking about that today. When we're in tune with the infinite, and what Science of Mind would lessen us from our belief of what is, into the leavening, the rising of what's to become, it's not about practice, practice, practice. It's about presence, presence, presence. Being present today. Being present with our hearts. Being present with the openness of our hearts. So how do we come in tune with the infinite instead of staying aligned with the indefinite? The indefinite of our finite beliefs, our finite values, our finite principles. How do we move beyond that? And not even beyond it, how do we move into it? How do we move with it? How do we move as it? We move with music. We move with art. We move with poetry. We move with passion. Let our passion be our presence. Ooh, that's a good bumper sticker. Let our passion be our presence. Let our passion be our presence. When I was third grade, we moved into a house and the people had left behind a player piano. And never was a third grader, well, I won't say other third, but this third grader was never more fascinated than you could put a roll of paper in this player piano and it played all this music. And I was thinking, this stuff just comes up. I know where it comes from. And I thought, you know, what you put in the player piano is the tune you hear, and the tune you hear sets the mood you feel. Music sets and creates our mood. So choose what you're choosing. Choose what radio station. Choose what song you're singing. We have to choose the songs here. There's so much fun in that. And I thought, even then, well, I can choose the music I want to hear by choose the music I put in. And that's science of mind. It's all about choice. It's all about choice. What's in our player piano? What's in the player of our heart? What's playing in our heart? My heart is so broken. I've done a lot of grief work, mostly on myself, or I wouldn't be here today. Mm-hmm. And that led me to a lot of grief work with other people. And among the beginning lessons I'm learning of healing, and trust me, healing is so doable. And my journey from hurt to hope to healing began when I reached out. It began when I showed up. It began when I began to show up exactly as I was. And I think that's the beginning of anything, to be present exactly where you are. You know, the infinite of the forever of love is who we are. It's who we are. And it's who we've come here to be. You know, we've heard Margaret Mead share about the infinite love. Not about the clay pots and the arrowheads that they discovered. It's about the civilization that began to show kindness and compassion and caring to those who needed it. And then we evolved in anthropology to those who were tended to tend to others. See a lot of nodding heads. Karen Carpenter sang about love and light and laughter. And she reminds me every time I think about her life, the joy and the healing she shared for me and continues to share when I hear her voice. And so our talk is piano lessons. The infinite of the forever love. Ross and I had a remarkable opportunity. And right now, here is a remarkable opportunity for you to be who you are. So then this happened. We were driving here this morning without snow or rain or sleet or ice. Good. It does rain and snow in California, but this morning it wasn't. And for the very first time, we're driving up here. Ross is kind of snoozing. We got up at 5 in the morning. And I felt I was in the right place at the right time. I haven't felt that in a long time. A lot of centers I could be speaking at today. A lot of centers in a lot of states I could be speaking at today. But today, right here, right now, this feels like the right time and the right place. And so Mary Morrissey invites us to notice what we're noticing. I notice that I'm feeling I'm in the right time in the right place. And that's probably because I'm getting closer to my heart space. So we'll close with this. Piano lessons, the infinite of the forever of love. Ross and I had a remarkable opportunity, and there every day we just said yes to them. We just said yes to what's always there. And we said yes to going to a concert Friday night. And it was the music of George and Ira Gershwin. Oh my. We probably should end it right there. Dueling pianos. Playing back and forth, playing in synchronicity. And I thought, well, dueling is like maybe fighting energy, so I thought of dancing pianos. This is where my mind goes, even in a concert. You can't stop thinking of this. Ministry's 24/7. I thought, well, can't we change it to dancing pianos? Dancing and harmony pianos? You know, they stayed in dueling, they didn't change slide. But they were playing back and forth, and one of the pianists, Michael Feinstein, shared this story. He was a protege of the Gershwins, and he shared a personal story. And he said that when George Gershwin passed away, George passed away first, maybe not right? Probably. We'll go with that. Yes. They were brothers a year apart, and George passed away from a brain aneurysm while they were writing a song, and he passed away. And Ira said he never got over that, and so Ira had to finish the song for him. And here's the song that he finished, and it talks about piano lessons. Oh my God, the Gershwins, are we talking about piano lessons? And this is the song he finished. He started with his brother, and he said he was talking about a connectivity he felt with his brother. As difficult, as deep in grief as he was, he had a deadline with Paramount to finish the song. And when Paramount tells you you finish a song, you finish the song. Maybe we're talking about that Paramount, or that paramour, the paramour of the love of the divine. When Spirit invites us to say yes, what is ours to do is to say yes. He said yes. And hear the lyrics. And it was brotherly love. Our romance won't end on a sorrowful note. Though by tomorrow you're gone, our song is ended. But as the songwriter writes, the melody lingers on. Thank you, Karen Carpenter. They may take you from me. I'll miss your fond caress. But though they take you from me, I'll still possess the way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all of that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile, just beams. The way you sing off key. Okay, I'll play that one. The way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. May we never ever meet again on the bumpy. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we dance till 3, the way you change your life. Oh no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. The way we dance till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Yeah! I'm playing here. So, Mark Twain said, all of us contain music, but most of us can't get it out. Karen Carpenter got it out. We're getting it out here at HDCSL. We're just beginning to get it out. And so part of our music is the power of our affirmations. And so I invite us together to say, in Karen Carpenter's energy and love, I am tuned with the infinite. My life is a song. That's our talk for today. Thank you so much. Always be in tune with the infinite. No, let go of being in tune with the indefinite. Let go of your definitions and enter into the divinity of the presence of the forever of love that I am. And if I am it, you must be it, because we're all one. And that's the way this stuff works. It's all about love. Thank you so much. Namaste. Stay conscious. Be well. Come back.
Speaking of clear days and no more rain and snow and sleet, the song fits the bill just right. And you guys, please sing along. I'm sure you know the words.
Thank you, choir. Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Reverend Michael, for your amazing, amazing talk. And if you wanna, let's that, please go to our YouTube. And I love to watch the Sunday messages over and over again and take my notes and pause and really reflect and think about that. So it's up on our YouTube page every week. Now let's take it down. This is our giving time. So please take a moment to join me in appreciation for this beautiful community and our philosophy. We know we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and to spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude and love. Because we appreciate you and your contributions, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the basket today, there are various ways that you can contribute to our center. You can use the Vanco app on your smartphone or tablet. You can also visit our website at high-desertcsl.org. To make your donation, select the donate button on our website. You may also drop it off throughout the week and also send in your donation by mail. Thank you so much for supporting our center. Because of you, our service and this beautiful experience together continues to be possible. So thank you. And now I invite our wonderful ushers to come up, please. Thank you so much for your service today. And please join me in reading aloud our Declaration of Affirmative Giving. It's located inside your program and also up on the monitors. Thank you, Marina. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Thank you so much, and Chris will now play a beautiful song for us.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm checking with Brandi where they're supposed to be now. Not quite sure. We're close. So, gratitude. Gratitude is a wonderful song to sing from our heart. Gratitude sets that energy, it sets that vibration, it sets that frequency and that feeling of love and motion. And our contribution today, our contribution of love, our contribution of energy, our contribution of this consciousness of abundance. That's the consciousness that's within me, below me, above me, to the left of me, to the right of me. That's the consciousness of prosperity. That's the consciousness of health and well-being. That's the consciousness of co-creative energy, just expanding. That's the consciousness of the music of the song of our heart, blessing this center with our financial contribution, with our physical presence, with our energy, and mostly with that love. That's what we talked about today. The infinite of the forever of love. This gift, your financial contribution, takes the infinite of that forever of love out of the definition and the definingness of this center into a diviningness of the world. This is seeds. This is seeds that begins to plant love in the outreaches beyond the walls of the center, beyond the energy of this community, into that centered connectedness of that world that works for everyone. We are the center and the hub as one. We bless your gift. We bless your presence. We welcome your love. We are so grateful for all that you are and that you spent this time with us today. And together we say,
and so it is. Thank you so much, Reverend Michael. And now I invite our practitioners to join us on stage, please. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer request box is in the garden room under the picture of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back side of your program, so please reach out to one of our experienced licensed practitioners, especially if you're going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you, and they are available after service for spiritual support if you would like prayer. And thank you to those who have joined us in person and those joining us online, watching live or the playback. We're happy that you're here. And one announcement I forgot to say, we do Sunday service celebrations, but we also do amazing fundraisers and events, and karaoke is happening this Saturday, March 11th from 6 to 9, so please join us for that. Woo-hoo, thank you. And we will see you right here for Sunday service next Sunday, March 12th, with Reverend David Allen Cruz, followed by our Sonic Sound Experience. Thank you, and have a wonderful week.
okay, so I'm inviting all of us to get in a circle.
Oh, actually, sorry, Marina's going to do...
I'm going to do the affirmation one more time. This is what we do still.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll gather in a circle. he gets his. The affirmation for the day. Oh, hello. That guy. I'll do it once. We do it 2 times together. All right, then. When I am in tune with the infinite, my life is a song. You should have this one memorized by now.
Yeah.
When I am in tune with the infinite, my life is a song.
When I'm in tune with the infinite, my life is a song.
And the song that we're going to sing right now is the peace song. Yes. So let's gather in a circle, hold hands if we're comfortable, and let's bring in that energy of love, that circle of love that this center is.
Waiting for that circle to finish. You guys are too bunched up over there, man. Spread to the right.